All right, gang, welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. I think we're in the 60s right now as far as how many Webinar Wednesdays we've had. It's great to be with you guys here today. Uh, Webinar Wednesday is obviously a great venue to learn tips for growing your online community. If this is your first time joining us here today, welcome. It really is great to be with you here today. It's one of my favorite times of the week. I'm Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined today by Rick and David. Rick is one of the support specialists here at Brilliant Directories. No doubt you've probably engaged with Rick, whether it's in a support ticket or a training call. And David is our digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. He is the mastermind that helps orchestrate and gets these webinars together, among many other things. So, guys, thank you for taking the time to join us today in today's webinar.
Thank you very much, Jason. I'm happy to be here. Hello, everyone. Hope you guys enjoy today's webinar.
Hey, everyone. Glad to be back with you this week. Looking forward to walking you through some of the exciting new updates and features we've put together in the software for you.
And we do have a special guest today. I'm not going to give away who it is, but many of you have spoken with him and do know him, and so we'll be sharing that information in just a few moments. And you guys are probably already members of our Facebook group, but just in case you're not, please join us at brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's really a great and supportive community to share ideas, ask questions, start discussions for growing your membership community. It's my favorite place to hang out in between webinars, and we'd love it if you would join us there too. So you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and just click on the join button if you're not a member yet. See you there. And for those of us joining for the first time, welcome. You're on a great journey here. Working on your website is an ongoing process of growth and evolution. And in Webinar Wednesdays, we really like to, we talk about all sorts of topics, but we do have a strong focus on how to grow your website and market your website. So if this is your first website or your first Brilliant Directories website, welcome to Webinar Wednesdays. We can cover topics such as how to increase your website traffic, converting visitors into free or paying members. What's also fun is identifying revenue opportunities based on the industry that you're serving. One of my favorite topics from this list here is actually how to improve your website's navigation. A simple and clear website makes it easy for visitors to make decisions, and that's why I think it's one of the most important things, especially if you're just starting your site or trying to take your site to the next level. So if you have questions on these topics or related topics, please save them. We'll try to get to them in just a little bit further in the webinar. All right, and just want to share a little bit about contacting support. You know, you do have a really strong support team with Brilliant Directories. There's a dedicated team of support coaches that are there to assist you. And just want to let you know appropriate times to contact them is for troubleshooting issues on your site. If something should be working but it's not working, you definitely want to email the support team. If you're reporting a known issue or if you're looking to do some comprehensive edits on your site, they'll direct you to some of the default settings that are available, or they'll provide you to some documentation or some ideas where you can find workarounds for things that may not be existing features. So just know that if you have questions on your site, you can reach out to the support team, and they're always happy to help you the best that they can. And one last slide before we get into the really good stuff. We always want to mention to not get stuck on the hamster wheel. As we mentioned, your website is always evolving and always growing. From the phase 1 version, from the day 1 version you launched your site to where it's going to be in 2 years. It's an ever-changing landscape, and it's always growing. So make sure that you're not stuck only designing your site or only adding blog posts or only doing one thing. You want to make sure you're always cycling through different steps to help your entire business grow, not just one aspect of it. And really, if you can ensure that you're always working on different aspects of your business, there's no doubt that you're going to create growth and you're going to progress a lot faster rather than staying in one aspect of running your business. So don't forget that you're not designing a website, you're building a business, you're building a community, that's alive and has an ecosystem and does require a lot of us to wear different hats. And so with that, we want to make sure we're cycling through the different steps. All right, we have a few BD Lab updates, a lot of changes in the admin recently. If you've been clicking around, we're just making things a lot more uniform, making settings easier to access. So I'll just go through a few of these very quickly. Right now, there is a new method to manage your inquiries. So when people fill out your contact us form or other forms that you have on your website for capturing information, those do land in your inbox, and let me show you where. In your dashboard here, you can toggle on over to emails, and the first option here are form inquiries. And if this is your first time seeing this page, you won't notice the change, but if you came to this page before, it didn't have all these features here. So now all your new inquiries will be in the new inquiries tab. And what's really convenient is you can reply directly to the individual. You can also read the full inquiry if you click on the green pop-up, and it basically shows you what the email information was here. And if you're done working on this inquiry, you can archive it. It'll get saved in the archive tab, so you never have to delete anything if you don't want to. But if it's obvious spam or junk, you can go ahead and delete it as well. And also one of my favorite features about this is you can add an internal note. So you can write like sent reply on January 1st. Seems like good advertising prospect. So you can just add notes here, and if I could spell prospect right, and you can save your notes. And again, these are from people who submit different forms around your site. In this case, it was the report post form that we have, but it's also your contact us form and other various forms around your site. We also have a new drop-down in the Manage Posts section of the admin, and let me show you where that is. So you can go, I'll start at the dashboard again here. So now when you go to Manage Posts, here before, if this is your first time seeing this page, you wouldn't notice the difference, but there were a lot of different tabs at the top for all the different post types that you have on your site. So now what's nice is you can toggle between your post types here very nicely and easily, and then obviously do some bulk actions, set them to publish or unpublish or delete them as well. So Jeff in Australia, with this one, we're just a few steps away from adding a little bit more metadata about the posts now that we've got it nice and organized. Just a bonus thing, if you have the pin featured posts add-on where you can pin a post to the top of the search results page on your site, before there was just a checkbox to set it as a featured post, but now you can set an expiration date. So if you don't want to have to come back and remember to remove it as a featured post, you can just go ahead and set an expiration date, and then it will stop showing the post as a featured post on that date. And you could, of course, remove that date as well. Okay, lots of good stuff happening there. This one is a quality of life for convenience. As you know, you can stream different content on your homepage. You can stream recent members. You can stream coupons. You can also stream categories. However, there was a little thing, it was a little annoying, and we appreciate everyone's feedback for bringing it to our attention. It would show if you had 1,000 categories or 100 categories, it would just sort them all A to Z. Well, in this case, and let me actually backtrack just a little bit. Let me open up the member categories. When you're streaming categories on your homepage, you can, of course, have a homepage image, and you're not going to add images for all your 100 categories, just the ones that you want to show on your homepage. So the convenience factor that's been added now is when you're in the homepage layout, in the section order, so let's choose top level categories as an example. And by the way, this checkbox is a lifesaver. These are the section order options. If you check this, it'll only show the sections that you've enabled up here that have editing options. So in this case, it's top level categories that have editing options here. So if you open this now, you can choose only show categories with photos, and you can choose yes or no. and then you can sort A to Z after that. So it's a lot easier to choose which categories and get them organized on your homepage the way that you want them. You can sort them A to Z, Z to A, or by the sort order. If you're not familiar with what the sort order is, when you're editing your category, so in this case there's 6 categories, you can actually set a sort order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., however you want the order. And instead of the name A to Z, it'll respect the sort order that you want them to display. So again, this small feature here makes it a whole lot easier. And another thing we're adding, this is just a little spoiler alert, for the show recent members, and all of you have this on your site. So if the show recent members, we're going to add an option here where you can limit it, the recent members to show based on membership level. So right now it just shows all the recent members that join your site, regardless of their membership level, free or paid. You'll actually be able to select the membership levels that you would like to be included in that recent stream of members. So you can definitely give your higher tiered membership plans more exposure in that area, even though it's just a stream of chronologically which members have joined your site. But definitely a perk there to display members on your homepage, especially if they've paid to be part of a higher tiered package. And there are a lot more updates on the way. I didn't want to get into all of them, but those are just a few of the choice updates we wanted to share with you guys today. All right, let's keep things moving along, and we have our special guest today, Dennis Tinerino, our head customer success agent here at Brilliant Directories. Let me unmute your microphone here, Dennis. Dennis wanted to share some tips today. He talks to hundreds of customers almost every week, I'd say, people who are looking to get started with Brilliant Directories. So we just wanted to share some common tips and questions people ask when getting started with Brilliant Directories. So how are you doing today, Dennis?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today. I appreciate the nice introduction. It's good to be here with all the great BD customers. I'm looking forward to talking a little bit more about what I hear and what info I can share. I'd say the most 3 common questions here that we've listed today is, number 1, I hear a lot. Do people make money with their membership website? Is it a viable business? The definite answer is yes, of course. And the people who do make money with their business are the ones that, of course, get online quickly, have a focus, have an idea, and take it and run with it and run it like a business. Those are the people who are successful and making money with their membership websites.
So let me ask you a flip side to that question, Dennis, because you
Sure.
just said all the warm and fuzzy things to answer that question. In what cases, if someone's looking to generate revenue, would they fail in generating revenue from a membership website? What are some of the things that would attribute to not making money with your site successfully?
Yeah, I think the people who don't make money with their website or they fail are the ones who overcomplicate things for themselves. They find reasons to put roadblocks in front of their vision or launching their idea or running it like a business. Things like that are like over-designing your website, overcomplicating things, thinking that they need so many things ahead of them to be able to go into business rather than just getting online quickly and easily, which is what our platform was built for.
I think with starting any venture, especially if you have limited time, resources, and team, you want to keep things as simple as possible and have small wins rather than going for the big home run. Because the larger the scope of a project, the more moving parts, the more variables. It's just more things need to happen right to be successful than when you have a simple idea.
Couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, that's one of the things that we really try to preach about or try to emphasize is that get online quickly, be simple, and number 1, have fun with it.
So does that mean that people have to throw away their big ideas and plans that they have for the site, or is there a more appropriate time that they should execute those ideas?
I wouldn't say to throw away any grand visions or ideas that they have. It's just launching it in phases. Phase 1, phase 2 is probably the best way to go about it. Facebook isn't Facebook in 1 second. It grew. And they do that in phase 1, phase 2. So you can always roll out different things. People find ways to try to over-service their idea by offering too many things at once. It's good to have a hyper focus and then go step 1, step 2, step 3. Because that way you can see things roll out, and then you have room to make changes as well.
Awesome.
Number 2 is a really popular one. How long does setup take? we like to say the number one thing is get your site online quickly and easily, right? Be simple about it. So the typical setup, what we see is about roughly 3 to 4 hours. That's just people, cruising through our setup video series and getting things online. We always recommend getting, either a bag of popcorn or a glass of wine and just enjoying the setup. It's just part of the learning curve, just like any other plugin or platform or any other course you've taken. You've got to learn in the beginning to master it, right? And going through the setup tutorial video series is a pleasure because once you've done that, you're really going to have a good handle on running the day-to-day operations and being a business owner with BD. So typically about 3 to 4 hours. And if you ever get stuck, we have like amazing resources like obviously the webinars, the Facebook group, and the support channel to answer any questions or snags you've run into. And the team has done a really good job of putting together that video series based on a lot of things that people run into. So some people, they want to just jump in there and just start working on things, as they see fit. But we really recommend just going through it step by step in the video tutorial series because it is actually set up in a sequence to help you complete your site in order. So once you've done that and you've gone through it, you actually have a working business and website. So 3 to 4 hours. And once you've done that, you can get online really quickly.
And I think that ties into what we were just talking about, phase 1 and phase 2. You can get a base. I have the benefit that I've been working on the software for over 10 years. I could really spin a site up in about 15 or 20 minutes, but
right.
just to get the basics online. But yeah, I like the idea of phase 1 and phase 2, and also that hamster wheel. You want to make sure you're cycling through different steps because you're never going to be done designing your site or setting up your site. That can go ongoing because you always be adding content, new sections, new resources, unlocking new features. So I think that the key here is initial setup can be done relatively quickly, and then create a routine for working on the site and on the business side of things as well.
Yeah, I think that initial setup, just basically your foundation, the base, your site is always going to grow and evolve. I like to say they're hybrid. You're always going to make edits and changes. There's some people that they go in there and they make edits and changes based on like colors for the holidays, and they love the design tools. I hear people all the time raving about how easy it is to make colors and changes and upload photos. So that's what's really good. Yeah, you present a good point there. Having the ability to make those changes and stuff as you see fit is so true, and not worrying. You can always go back. That's what's really neat about our platform is you can always go back and make an edit or a change, and it doesn't hurt anything. Nothing is set in stone. You don't have to go and chase someone down. You can do that on your own, and we have the videos and tutorials to show you how to do it.
Awesome.
Number 3, this is a popular one as well. I love covering this one. What if I don't have member data when first starting? So people feel like if they to explain this a little bit more, people think, okay, great, I have an idea. I have this website I want to build. I found you guys, but I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't have like a list of members to be in there, or I haven't bought any data. I heard you have to buy data. Well, to really uncover that, the answer is, do you need to have data when you first get started? You actually don't. Many of our members do not have data. This was actually a very, very popular topic that's come up a lot. And a lot of people, number one, you want to get your site online. That's the first thing you want to do. Get through those tutorials. Build the foundation. If you don't have a list, you don't have to let that be a roadblock. Getting your site and your business online and seeing your idea live, it takes you so far. You can always trickle in and just add a few members one by one. It's so simple to do that. Even just adding a single member only takes less than a minute. And you can do that just by finding potential clients online, or if you know a few people in your local town that you want to create profiles for. It's super simple to do that. If you spend maybe 20 up to 20 minutes, let's say, just in your spare time, adding 5 or 10 members, you'll have people in there that are going to be either look like prospects or just starting to fill out your directory. And we talk about this just in the first steps of when you're adding content and making the site look like it has a pulse and some life. So, not focusing or worrying if you don't have a list that you won't be successful, that is not true. Just getting your idea online quickly and easily and making it look like it has a pulse is one of the most important things you want to do by adding content, etc. So that's one of the best steps you can have in the beginning.
And actually, I think, and I don't want to boast about it, but I think that's one of the best features about BD is it really is a content publishing powerhouse. You can publish all sorts of different types of content in different sections, events, coupons, even adding the business listing members. And if you just do a little bit every day, the site, if you do that for a week, you're just starting out, then the site looks like it's been online for a long time. You have a lot of credibility.
Yeah, definitely builds the credibility for sure.
Cool. So what are 3 tips So those are 3 common questions. What are 3 tips that you have for beginners who are just getting started?
Yeah, I'd say, 3 tips, 3 pointers that I have would be number one, targeting a core, a focus, and having a niche. And meaning like if you're going to have an actual idea, use that idea. So we'll just use lawyers, for example. Being in the law industry or being having a lawyer website is very general, and there's a lot of that out there. Having it more specialized, saying if it was going to be for DUI lawyers, and then either having it cultural based where there's like an additional focus, like a subset, like type of idea there. And then if you're also going to have a location focus. So a lot of people, they go, okay, I want to create a lawyer website, but they don't have any type of focus that will separate them from anybody else. So it's really good to have like a niche or like a core focus on that to separate yourselves and to make it more fun and have an audience there.
Gotcha. Yeah, we see a lot of times, especially in the webinars, where people are just starting out and they're trying to create a membership community that's everything for everyone. And when you're everything for everyone, it's hard to connect with people, and you lose your audience because your audience is so broad. So
it's very general that way. Yeah, having it like and that especially, you bring up a good point. People forget that if they want to go international, it's such a far reach. It's really good for a lot of these ideas that people are doing is to start either like local, statewide, nationwide. You can even go countywide, and then international. So you can always do growth when it comes to locations and stuff like that. It helps. And the second one is, this is one that we always talk about, is don't over design your website when starting. People go, oh well, I want to have a coming soon homepage, I don't want anyone to see it. Hey, the best thing you can do is connect your domain and let people see it, and just get online quickly. So don't worry about if your color's wrong on page 4 or if you didn't upload this right. Get your site online quickly. You can always go back and make edits and changes. And the last one, I would say this one is, super important and valuable. I mean, we've all heard of surveys and given feedback at one point or another, or received them. Getting feedback on your idea or what you're doing is super valuable, even not even just in the beginning, but as you grow or as you go on, getting valuable feedback from your members by doing surveys or just asking them what they think, what may be better, or what we can add or change. I think that definitely is good to take into consideration when you're first getting going, or even after you've been online for a while, if you want to do any major changes or updates or any potential growth. So keep in mind, keep in mind, feedback is very valuable and can help you go a long way with your idea.
Awesome. Well, Dennis, thanks so much for joining us today. These tips are really awesome, especially for someone who's just getting started. And it's also good as a refresher for anyone who's already started their journey with their website. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. Good stuff there by Dennis. Let's keep things moving here. That was tips by Dennis. Love that picture there. So yeah, Dennis, big thanks for joining us and taking the time to join in on the webinar. All right, and now we have Rick's Corner. Rick's Corner, simple solutions for common questions. And actually, I've been seeing this come up more and more. How to manually add members to your website, and also how to make edits to existing member data in your website. So Rick, thanks for joining us and taking the time to join us today in the webinar. Can you help us with these 2 points? Because I've been seeing a lot of support tickets coming in around these 2 topics.
Definitely, Jason. So hello, everyone. Sometimes the things that may seem really easy to us may be a little bit complicated to other people. So I believe that starting from basic stuff like what we're going to be able to go through today is going to be able to help a lot of people.
Awesome.
So yeah, you're right. This does come up often. Okay, so this process, it basically also goes along the lines of what Dennis was talking about before. There might be a potential business that's interested in being a part of your directory, and you don't want to go and pitch your idea empty-handed. So you might as well just create a member, create a basic listing from the backend. It's not going to cost you anything, just a few minutes. And then you're going to have something to show to this potential member, right? It's going to be easier for them to visualize what you're talking about if you have something to show. So let's go ahead and get started here. It's actually a simple, very straightforward process. To get started, we're going to navigate to the members section here. So let me go ahead and open that up. And basically what we have here when the page loads, as you guys might already know, it's just a list of all your different members. We have a few options here to import members, geocode your members. What we're going to be basically focusing on today, right now, it's going to be here adding a new member. I'm just going to click on that button here. So we're going to open up this modal, which allows me to select a few things. First, what's the status of the member that I'm going to be adding? So you can switch from active to non-active. You can go ahead and switch the member or choose, the membership level that you want to add this member to.
So I want to stop you right there about the membership level. That part of this is you can select a paid membership level here because you're manually creating the member, even if they're not paying for that membership level, because you're the admin of the site. You can assign anyone to whatever membership level you want, even if they're not actually paying you.
Completely correct.
Okay.
So good. Yeah, that's how you can get a full profile for free to show to, again, the potential member or something along those lines.
Perfect. So you don't have to go to the paid checkout page and pay there. I've seen people do this. They go pay through their own checkout page to get to a paid plan with those features. So this is good to know.
Yeah, well, if you want to pay yourself, you can also do it that way. But this way it's going to be easier, right? So here, if let's go ahead and move forward. I'm just going to go ahead and add my email address, rick@brilliantdirectories.com. Simple password. This information is optional, so if you have this information, feel welcome to add it. I'll go ahead and type it in. Right. See. Company, Brilliant Directories. Again, optional information. Not necessary. It's not necessary to add this. Directories, but now that I'm taking the time, it's better if you do it. All right. Here, one very specific and additional feature that you have here, and I mentioned specific because it will allow you to select what top-level category this member that you're adding is going to belong to. So you're not only able to choose their membership level, but if you already have a set of top-level categories, you know what this business is going to be listing themselves as, then you can go ahead and select this. You have the list here of your top-level categories. I'm just going to choose top-level category here. And underneath that, as most of you already know, all the listings in your Brilliant Directories account need to be either a company or an individual. So depending on what you set that listing as, then you're going to have certain repercussions. Nothing major, but basically like the type of information that the listing uses. If you set it up as a company, it's going to use the company name. It's also going to use the logo. If you set it up as an individual, it's going to use the individual's name, and it's going to use the profile picture. So it does have that. You have those iterations depending on what you choose here. So we can set this one as a company. That's going to be fine. And here, the last setting that we have is if you're adding a member in which you know that there's already an email address on your system. So if you're going to be creating another profile for an email address that's already on your database. Since this is not the case, I'm just going to leave it as no. I'm going to go ahead and click here, which says Add New Member. And there you go. Now here we have two options. We can log in as the member, or we can close this window. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to go ahead and close this window because I want to show you guys how to edit or further edit this specific account. Any questions, Jason?
I think it's good. It's also important to note that as the admin of the website, you have full control to edit and curate the member profile. So you can log in as the member, which means that you're logging in as if you were the member, and you can make any changes to that profile that you see fit. And I think what Rick is going to show us here is there is a quick edit option to make some small modifications to the members listing right here from the admin panel.
Yep, that's correct. So once the member has been created, it's going to show up here in the list of members, right? And what Jason has just said is it's accurate. So basically what we have here is this action button, and one of the options inside that menu is this one called Quick Edit, and that's what we're going to focus on now. So I'm going to open this up, and what this does is that it allows us again to further edit this listing that we just created. So the first thing that we put together was the bare bones, and here we can go deeper into that. We're going to go through the whole list of settings here. So let's go ahead and jump to it. All right, so as we saw before, I have the option to choose the account status, whether or not it's an active account or not, or if it's an inactive account. So here we have the membership levels that are currently available on your account. So no charge to this specific member. Let's say that you reach out to this business, they don't end up joining your website. They're like, no, it's okay. I don't need this at the moment. You can at that point just switch them to a basic membership level. In that way, you won't be losing that information that you inputted. You won't be charging that member if this was a basic free membership level, and you still get to keep that information. So that's also useful, and it's super easy just to toggle between the membership levels here from that drop down. Now, the other field that we have underneath is the same as the one that we saw before. So company or individual, if you want to switch that, you can go ahead and do that here. The top level category, same as what we saw before. And then here we have internal admin nodes. So potential member, for example, where are you at with regards to the stage this specific member is on? Like, is it going to be a sale soon? Is it just like a warm lead, for example? So those are the type of notes that you can add here. Right underneath that, we have more fields for the contact information itself. So like what we saw in the window that, or in the screen that we were before, right? Like the name, company, the phone number, another phone number, and the email address. So those are all the contact information and all the contact information fields that you can go ahead and edit on this mode. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to the listing settings because there's a few very cool options here. Here we have the first one that we have here. This is related to an add-on that we have available, which is the sub account. And this would basically be the way that the system will identify if this specific user belongs to another account. So if it's like a member of a sub account, which means that it would have a parent ID. So if that was the case, then you can go ahead and add that here. This is another add-on that we have. So if you're going to set this member as a featured member on your website, on your homepage, you can go ahead and choose that here, and you can go ahead and choose what position you want to set that member as. Right? Bear in mind again that this is an add-on. Then we have here the verified member, right? So you can switch between whether or not you want to verify this listing. So if you haven't been able to reach out the owner, you might want to set it up as not verified yet. And then when you eventually talk to them, you can just switch it to yes. We have this one is super powerful. This is a very powerful setting just because it lists this member on all possible locations on your website, which means that if someone is searching for a whole different state, a whole different country, this member is going to show, because regardless of what the user of the website is searching for, this member automatically becomes an option, right? It becomes
Yeah, so with that one, you're absolutely correct. As long as the keyword or category that's searched also match, it doesn't matter what location is entered. The member will show up for that location, and as long as they also match the keyword that was searched.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Great catch there. So yeah, the keyword of course has to match first, but then regardless the location that they're searching for, they're gonna show up. If you happen to have another one of our add-ons, which is the multi-location add-on, then you can go ahead and set the amount of locations that you want to activate for this member, right? So like the multi-location listing, it's what we used to call service areas. So if you allow members of a particular membership level to list their business in additional areas that they also provide service to, here you can go ahead and set the maximum for that. Afterwards, if you have a specific lead email, right, that you want to receive a copy from the leads that are sent to this member, you can go ahead and add it here. So if you have a different email address other than the admin email address that you want to use for any reason, if it's linked to other type of business or representative in a specific, you can go ahead and add that email address here. So it could also be a list. It just has to be separated by a comma.
And this one's really helpful if you have a company and you need to maybe notify multiple sales agents at the company every time a lead comes in from your listing on the website. This will ensure that the lead emails are CC'd to all the important and notable people of your organization. And this is something you can offer to your members one-off.
That's right. So super useful. All right, let's go ahead and jump over. We have one other tab here, which are the advanced options. And if you've stayed so far, this is the best part. This is you have a bunch of functionality here that's very useful. We have information on how to edit the custom CSS head code for this specific listing. You can even go as far as editing CSS code for this specific listing. What does this mean, Jason? This means that if you have a member that's paying you way much than other members, they're advertising on their on your website, but they're being like, let's call them a sponsor of your website. You want to go the extra mile for them because you want to make sure that they pay you again next month. So let's say that you are already at that point. You have a team that's able to help you with this CSS code. If you're not comfortable with doing it yourself, then you can go ahead and take that extra step, go in here, create some I would say some little details that go a very long way, just to increase the value of that listing that's paying you so much. Right underneath that one, what we have is the listing URL. So this one is very sought after. Like a lot of people are after this one. The way that the file name is constructed in the platform is not really editable at this point, but you have the ability to edit the URL for each member in a specific. So this means that if you want, you can go ahead and here, let's say that this was my listing, I could just type in Rick MC, and then my listing, my URL, or the URL for my listing is going to be my website / Rick MC. Sorry for the typo there. But you can type in whatever you would like here. Basically, that will replace the default URL that's built for all members on that membership level. So this one is super useful. Let's go ahead and move down the list here. We have the meta title, the keywords, and the meta description again. If you guys are not familiar with the meta title, this is going to be the title on the tabs that you see here. So in this case, my new website administration, that's the title for this specific page that I'm on. So if you want to go ahead and type something in there more tailored towards that member in specific, you can go ahead and do that right here.
That's awesome. And
it's a lot of functionality.
Yeah, it's a lot of functionality just for editing one specific member's listing. So you can really get down and dive in there and make some custom edits specific to that member's profile page. That's amazing, Rick. Thanks for sharing all that.
No problem. I'm happy to. So yeah, if you guys have any questions in specific about these areas, we're always happy to help. We do have documentation. I'm going to go ahead and just take not more than a minute, Jason, to point everyone to the help article section. If you guys have, that's a good way to start your quest. If you are not able to find the information or documentation that you're after, it's always a good idea to click on those help links. It has the basic information, and then it has links to the rest of the articles that we have for that area in specific. All the different areas have different help articles, so that's a good way to get started.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
Thanks for sharing all that with us.
I'm happy to, Jason. Thank you.
All right, guys, that's great. So now we know how to manually add members to your site and even make basic edits. And remember, if the quick edit tab doesn't have a piece of data that you want to edit, you can always log in as that member and just make the changes as if you were that member yourself. All right, guys, we have a huge release today. The Sell Digital Downloads add-on is now released. If you're part of the VIP add-ons club, this should already be installed on your site. We'll show you in just a moment where you can find it. If it's not, just email the support team and just notify them. They'll make sure that it's added to your site. But we have a full house today. We have David with us also here today, and we're gonna take some questions also, but we want to kind of demo and explain some of the benefits of the Sell Digital Downloads add-on. And in a nutshell, it doesn't necessarily need to be a download. We'll explain later, but it allows you to create buy pages or pages where you can sell services or anything that basically is not one of the membership levels on your site. So This really expands the ability to generate additional revenue from your members, and it really is limitless what you can sell because you can create a buy button for virtually anything. So David, can you tell us a little bit about some of the key features of this add-on, the Sell Digital Downloads add-on?
Yeah, so this is really highly anticipated add-on, probably one of our most since pay-per-post and the coupon codes add-on. So first of all, thank you all for being so patient while our team make sure all the features in this are finalized and polished and working correctly. So as Jason pointed out, this really allows you to collect payments for non-physical products and services. So in a way, this does add an e-commerce functionality to your website. It's incredibly easy to list these downloadable products or services on your website. It's basically the same process as posting a blog article or a classified ad or any other kind of post, and we'll get into that in just a few minutes. In order for a purchase to be made, buyers must be logged in as a member. So this can increase your member registrations because they'll need to be registered as a member. You'll also be collecting their email addresses. So if you ever want to advertise to them in the future, you'll have those email addresses to send emails to as well. You can also offer different products to each membership level. I think this will be easier to explain, showing you in the admin kind of how that can be done. And then lastly, after the purchase is made, the buyers will be redirected to a success or a confirmation page that you set. So that'll be on a per product basis. And then they'll also be receiving a confirmation email. Again, that'll be on a per product basis. You can set that. You can create individual brand new success pages and email templates for all of those. So it's pretty exciting, and we'll get into kind of how this new add-on works, how it functions, and how you can use it to generate additional revenue for your membership website.
Awesome. Yeah, one of the key things with this add-on is we wanted to minimize the amount of moving parts to help simplify it, how it works for you, the owner of the website. So it basically allows you in a nutshell to post and list a product. It allows members to purchase that product, and then they're directed to a success page, or you can choose a specific email that contains next steps or the information that they just opted to purchase. And what we wanted to also do here, and David, you created this amazing list here of ideas. Obviously, we're not limited to this, but here are some ideas of products and services to sell. And I see some different categories of products and services that this add-on could be used for.
Yeah, ultimately, this is really going to depend on the industry that you're targeting as well as who your members are. So just as an example, we have ebooks, white papers, digital downloads. If you run a membership directory for contractors, you may want to offer an ebook about maybe best practices for contractors in the contracting industry in order to maintain customers and get some repeat business. You'll also be able to sell kind of non-tangible products such as banner advertisements on your website. Maybe you want to offer your members to pay you to mention them in an email blast or to release a press release on behalf of their business that's registered and listed on your website. You can also sell tickets for events. You can accept donations and fundraisers. So if maybe you manage a nonprofit, you can accept donations. You can set up those products maybe in $10 increments, and members can then pay for those products or donations, and you'll collect the funds that way. You'll also be able to sell services such as maybe profile optimization. Maybe your members aren't too tech savvy, not quite sure what information should be included on their profile. If they want to pay, a nominal fee of maybe $5, $10, maybe you'd be willing to optimize their profiles for them. Monthly boosts and mentions. So maybe you'll charge a member $5 or $10 to be featured on your homepage for a month. That's another option. And lastly, just some general consulting and paid professional services. Again, ultimately, this really depends on the industry that you're targeting, who your members are, and there's really no limit to what products you can offer with this. Just keep in mind, this works best for those kind of non-tangible or digital products, downloads, services, things like that.
Awesome, David. So let's dive right into this. We could review this together. Let me go into the admin area and we can kind of see where this is and once it's enabled on your site, what steps you should take. The first thing is if we go to your content tab and your edit post settings, these are all the different types of content you could essentially publish on your site. You should have a new one once you opt for this that's called digital product or website digital products. And this is now a post type available on your site.
Sorry to interrupt real quick before we move forward because a question just came in regarding this. This feature should really only be used for you, the website owner. It shouldn't be provided as an available post type to your members because only the website can accept the payment. So in response to one of the questions, Rob, that you just sent in, you really shouldn't allow your members to be able to post these digital products because they won't be able to accept the funds. It's you, the website owner, who will be accepting the funds.
That's a really good point. This is, I mean, you can figure out how you want to set it up later, but ideally we created this for the website owner to offer additional products and services, not for the members of your site to use this feature to sell their products and services. That would be more like a multi-vendor marketplace, which has all sorts of curveballs that need to be navigated in of itself. So moving on. So in this case, you'll have the digital product post type enabled on your site. And just like all different types of posts on your site, we need to assign it to a membership level who has the privilege of publishing these types of posts. A lot of P's in that sentence. Let's move on from that though. So we want to, after we see that it's added to our site, we want to toggle on over to the manage product section. Of course, these are our different membership levels. Most of us have the admin blog author or admin blog contributor on the site. Basically, it's a reserved membership level for you, the owner of the website. So we're going to go ahead and edit this one. And there's tons of settings here. Most of them don't apply because it's the admin blog contributor. It's a non-searchable member. And if you scroll down, you'll see one for digital products or website digital products. We even put an alert on this one. Only assign this feature to the website admin or your staff or people who are working on your website. We don't recommend at this stage to assign this to members of your site. So what we want to go ahead and do is click on Can Post and save the changes. Great. Now, Dave, we've actually created a few sample posts. Let's take a look at those real quick, and then we'll explore how to create a post. So we'll go to the Manage Post section, and with the nifty dropdown, we'll go to Digital Products, and let's check out this one here. Let's go to the Live page. So I'll close this tab here. So in this case, the digital product is 5 hours of SEO consulting. What we've done with this is you can actually have a photo album here. So you're not limited to just one image. In this case, it's just one image, but you can have multiple images that represent the product or service or potential download that you're going to be offering. So you can set the price. There is a buy button, and you can control what this says per post that you create. So if you want to make it a little more animated, like, yes, I need this now, buy now, whatever you want to say. And just like any other post, you can have a description. Even in this case, we embedded a YouTube video. You can add images in the description for the product and so on. As David mentioned, if I click on the Buy Now button, it's actually going to prompt me to log in, or if you have the call to action to create a user account, this is going to help with user registrations. So in this case, David, let's actually log in as a member. I'll log in as the member who posted it. And let's just go back and refresh the page. And let's go through the process. I see this, I like the image, and I want to go ahead and buy it. And click Buy Now. And it's processing the order. If you have the pay per post add-on, or when you purchase your members purchase leads, it's basically the same model. They're just going through the process to purchase this digital product or service. I'll click on Yes to continue. And if they don't have a card on file, it'll prompt them to add a card on file. And I've gone ahead and I've already paid for this product or service. I'm going to click to continue. And when we created this post, we're sending people to a landing page. So, this is just something we put together real quick, and it says, congrats, you got the ebook or whatever service you're offering. And we created a little download link here, and it takes us to this ebook that we have. So David, let's backtrack a bit. Let's see how we built this post. Sound good?
Let's do it. I think that'll give some great context to this.
All right. So the first step is you want to log in as the staff or admin who has the privilege of publishing this post. So here I am here, and I have the publish content tab here. I'll click on digital product, and let's just create a new one here. So we'll click publish yes, product name. We'll do dinner with David for charity. And
this is going to be an expensive product.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be $5,000. Don't miss out. This is the buy button text. Now, if you don't enter the buy button text, the default is what we saw there, where it says buy now with the hyphen and the price. Meet David today, and then we'll do even $5,000. Cool. So here's the cool part. You can redirect buyers to a thank you page. Granted, you need to set up the thank you page. And these are a list of all the static pages on your site. You can also opt for no thank you page, so it just won't redirect them anywhere. Dave, let me take a timeout and let me show everyone this thank you page that I created, okay? So I went to Content tab, Edit Web Pages. And I clicked on new web page, but let me scroll down to the page I created, ebook download page. So in this case, I kept it super simple. I just put two titles, the main title and the subheading, and then I actually just Googled for an image that said download, and then I made the image clickable. That was like the shortest amount of steps I could make to make it clickable. Prior to this, what I did is you saw the PDF file here. What I did, David, is I went to upload media or upload image, and you can see my PDF file here. I'll just do it again. In case you guys don't know, you can upload not only images, but PDF files into the media manager. So go back, and then if you right click on any of these, you get the URL. I'll copy the URL here, and when you close it, then when you add text, in this case I added an image, you can edit the link and you can just link to it. And I chose to open in a new tab as well. So that's my landing page after people purchase this so-called product. All right, cool. So you can have, back to the post here, redirect buyers to a thank you page. If you do no thank you page, they'll actually be redirected to their billing area in their admin dashboard, where they can download an invoice of the receipt or just view the transaction that just occurred. In this case, we'll stick with the download. Now the next one is send email confirmation after purchase. So after the purchase is completed, as it says, you can choose to send an email. Now you can choose no email template, or you can choose from your customized email templates. So if it's a unique product or a product that has next steps, if you're selling a banner ad spot, you can tell them, hey, thanks for purchasing. Please reply to this email with images of this size and the links where you want these images to go to. And then our team will add it to the site. If they're buying a press release, you can then give them the information for the press release, whatever it might be. You can create your own email template to send. David, let me just quickly show everyone where to do that. This would be in your email section under email templates. And what you want to do is choose one of your customized email templates to show in that tab. And then you can add smart tags to the post, a little more SEO, and then the description field. What's nice about the description field, it not only supports text and titles, but you can add additional images as well as embed videos to your liking. So just go ahead and save the changes here. And again, because this is utilizing a photo album feature, you can upload multiple photos per post. So I don't know what photos I have here, but I'll just click a bunch of them and we can add them. Give that a second. Great. So it looks like I uploaded 5 images. And I think we're done. We can check out this post now, David. So let's go to view digital products.
And the photo albums feature is really useful, specifically for an ebook, since we're using that as an example. Maybe you'd want to show some additional images of some of the inside pages of the ebook so people get a little preview of what it is they're getting. If you don't want to utilize the slideshow, then you can just upload one image and you'll be good to go that way.
Exactly. So just one image works, or if there's multiple, it'll show the thumbnails. And here's that button that says, "Don't miss out. Meet David today, $5,000." So here's dinner with David for charity, and let's click this button. We have a test credit card credentials on here. We'll complete the purchase. And then let's show everyone where the sales history is for all these products, David. So click to continue. It's going to take us back to this page that we had on our site. Now, for the person who created the posts, you, the admin of the site, in your sidebar here, under digital products, you'll actually have 3 links. Generally, you just have 2. Like for the blog post, you have add or view. With digital products, you have a 3rd option here. It says digital products sales history. Let's click on this. So here we have a table of all the sales that occurred for products that this member sold, which is you or your staff member. And what's really nice is it says who purchased it, what their member ID is, and their email address. So you can actually filter by product. So if you just want to see all the customers or members who purchased the dinner with David, you can certainly filter and do so and see this list here. You can see who purchased 5 hours of SEO services, and you can see who purchased the amazing ebook or whatever it is here. So you get a lot of very simple, very direct information here on the sales history page for your digital products.
And these transactions are also recorded within the transaction history, right, in the admin?
Absolutely. So not only can the individual seller, who would be the admin of the site, view them here in their dashboard, but they can also view them here in the admin as well. So here we see dinner with David. It's a little small, but it's $5,000. 5 hours of SEO consulting. And of course, because you're the admin of the website, if the gateway you've connected supports refunds, you can of course refund the payment as well in case a refund is necessary. Let's take some questions. Did we cover everything we need to there, Dave? In a nutshell, I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions here.
I think so. Yeah, I think we covered the basic gist of how this add-on works.
Okay, great. Let me go back to the edit list here. Okay, now if you have questions about this add-on, we'd love to hear it. And we'd love to see if we can answer any questions you have. I know someone had a question, can we offer free downloads or products? In that case, I would just recommend posting a regular classified or something through your site that doesn't really require the buy link. They can just get the information directly from one of the free post page or in a blog article or something like that.
Jason, we have a question from J.L. Johnson.
Okay, great.
The person has the
What is to keep the digital download, in this case the PDF, from being ranked by search engines, which would allow basically free access to something being sold? Great question. So we created the landing page, and what JL is saying, and let's go to edit web pages. We created this landing page which has all the secret sauce for it. How do you prevent search engines from getting to this download page? Well, in short, you can do 2 things. One, you can go to the display settings here, and if you have the members only add-on, you can click members only. So that's one way. Only members can access it. If you don't have the members only page, you can do no index, no follow, and it could be done that way. Furthermore, there are other things that you can do as far as the buy page itself. Is you can limit it to different membership levels having access to different types of products. But as far as blocking Google, you can make the page no index, no follow, which you should. I would recommend that actually. And if you want to take it a step further, you can make it a members only page as well. Hope that answers your question, JL. All right, Philip, let me unmute your microphone here, Philip. How you doing today, Philip?
Yeah, good. How are you today?
Pretty good. How'd you like the presentation today so far?
Yeah, great. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm in Australia, but just tuned in, so it's good so far.
No worries. Yeah. Do you have any questions we can answer for you today?
None at this stage. I bought the all-in pack, so when a couple of years ago for about $2,000. I'm wondering whether this is actually part of the just an upgrade, or whether this is a plug-in or an add-on that we need to purchase.
Yeah, good question. So it's a separate add-on here. It's in the add-on section on our site. You can search for Sell Digital Downloads. It's a one-off if you want it for $10 per month, or if you're a member of the VIP add-ons club, it'll be included with all the 50 or so add-ons that are available here.
Okay, great. Yep, that answers my question. Awesome, thanks.
Thanks, Philip. And let's see who else. So a few other hands raised here. All right. I'm going to mispronounce this name, and I apologize. I'm going to unmute your microphone, Tetlak. How are you today?
I'm good.
Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, great. Where are you calling in from today?
I'm calling from Minnesota.
Minnesota. All right, great. Yeah. You have a question today about the digital downloads add-on?
Yeah. I went on and just created a digital download product, but when I go on my site, I don't see like it showing up on my site. Like, what do I go to so it shows up on the site?
Yeah. What's the name of your site? Let's check it out together.
Nearbymankato.com.
Let's check it out together. So first, let's just do a little troubleshooting. Let's make sure that you do have it. Yeah, it's called Website Digital Product. We named it Website Digital Product just so everyone knows, again, that we want this mainly for the admin only of the website. So you do have the digital product. Let's go to your managed posts and see if it shows here. So it does show that you've published one here. And let's go to the live page. So here is the live page. And if you wanted to add, you wanted to link this somehow to your site, because it should show in your search results here for / digital products. It's not in your main menu or anything, because you control what's in your main menu. But if you wanted to, the URL for your digital products, at least the search results page for the entire library of your digital products, would be / digital products.
How would someone find it to buy to purchase the product? Because I don't see it on my site, like the products that I created.
Yeah, so let's add it to your main menu if that's okay. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, great. So we know the URL is digital products, so let's just quickly go to your toolbox here in your menu manager. And we're going to edit your header main menu. And let's add a new link here. And we're going to put the URL here. And I see that you did it for advertising, so we'll just call the link advertising services, and we'll save the changes. And we can move it up. We'll do it right before join today, and we'll save the changes. So now if we go to your site here, you should have a main menu link for advertising services. And if we click that, it takes us to the digital products page. And let's take it a step further. We don't have to call it digital products. After this is installed on your site, you can call this whatever you'd like. Let's just stick with the theme of, for example, calling it an advertising service. So let's edit the post type for website digital product, and we'll keep the name of the product, the post type digital product. But on the search results design, we can call it advertising spots, or something like that. And we can take it even a step further. Let me just let this save. You can even add a subheading to here. Get your ads listed around our website, or become a sponsor, whatever you want. So let's save the changes. So now on this page, we should have the title changed. Advertising spots, get your ads listed around our website. And of course, you can have the different products you're offering here. Make sense?
Yeah. One more question. For the banner ads, I was trying to follow the tutorial, but is there a video I could watch of somebody doing it instead of just the the screenshots because I
Absolutely.
try to follow through with the screen.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a link in the GoToWebinar. I'll send it to everyone. This is our blog, brilliantdirectories.com/blog. Do a search for banner, just a keyword search for banner. And Rick actually did a great video on how to optimize website banner ads. All right. Thanks a lot for your question there. Let's see if anyone else has questions about the new add-on here. Kathy, our good friend Kathy, how are you today?
Hey guys. Okay, so I have to say something really cool. I was not taking advantage of the add-on where you just, if they want to add a photo, you know what I'm talking about? And then if they're a free member. And I'm going to tell you, every day it seems like somebody is paying $2 here and there, just to add like a photo album. I mean, I'm just telling you guys, it was probably the best thing because I couldn't believe people are actually paying for that.
You're referring to, let me find it here.
Yeah.
Paper post.
That's for all the feature settings. So just what we did was we made it to where members could sign up for free. And then if they wanted to add a feature, we did that, add a feature for $2.
Fantastic. That's great to hear. And you know what I think the key was with your strategy, Kathy, is you came in at an affordable price, and they actually care about what they're about to post on your site, and the price is not prohibitive.
And the posts are phenomenal. I think because they're paying $2. Like I literally just not even 10 minutes ago had a guy pay and on our wedding guide, and he's loaded a load of photos for suits and tuxedos, and we're going to social share that.
You mind if we take a look at that as an example?
Oh, in fact, he just did it today. It's you're welcome to go. The Elite Wedding Guide. You may have to go in on the back end.
Okay.
But I just had to say, I mean, I saw this feature, and you guys are always talking about VIP features, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll try to do that one. But I just can't even believe, there it is, that one right there. And I'm going to do it as a featured post after we welcome him. He just signed up today for free, and he bought 2. So he spent $4. I mean, it's like the easiest. If you just do free members and utilize this feature, it's going to cover the VIP. I mean, is that not sweet? Look at those. I mean,
yeah, they care more. Again, it's not cost prohibitive, but because they paid $1 or $2 or something, they're going to want to get their value out of it. So I think you've set up a win-win situation, not just for your site, and not only for the members, but also the visitors that are coming to your site right now, because they're getting quality content, which just adds so much value to your whole organization.
I mean, Jason, he's paying to put content into my site. This is like a no-brainer. I don't have to do anything. So anyway, I just had to give a big shout out and say, guys, if you're not doing this, I mean, it's not going to get you rich, but eventually the free members not giving us any money anyway, right? So why not?
Right. And you bring up a good point about it's not going to get you rich and this and that. I think what's going to happen is every business reaches a tipping point, and a lot of it is based on industry, your market penetration. So every small win that you have grows your organization until you reach a tipping point where your site just becomes a de facto that anyone in that industry at least needs to make sure that they're a part of. So, and that's where everyone's website should be going, is in that direction, to be the site or one of the key sites in an industry to definitely make sure you join.
And one thing too, Jason, he just signed up today and bought these 2 features, right? And so he'll get a welcome call from our team. And when they go to welcome him, they're going to teach him how to go SEO code, label those photos in his album. And they're going to help him enhance that feature just by showing him, hey, don't label it photo, whatever, give it a description to help your SEO, and so with the welcome call, even though he's a free member, I just had, and I'll just tell you one other quick thing. It was a few weeks ago, we had a member who bought, I think, 4 features at $2. And then we do an email marketing campaign after they've been with us for 30 days, offering them a discount on our yearly membership. So the guy had already paid for 4 different features and then went up and upgraded to become an expert level member. So he paid us the $4 and then took advantage of a promo code. And that one right there is the Beer Tours guy. But then he ended up paying us another $100 to actually become a member. So it's like the $2 kind of built that, okay. And then he saw us sharing his feature. And then when we really did a push on an email, he went and signed up and gave him a coupon code.
That's fantastic. I want to say 2 things. First of all, thanks for sharing that feedback. Your site, it looks really credible because everywhere I'm clicking, there's really nice organized content. It's nothing fancy. It's just very nice. You're seeing smiley faces. You're seeing high quality images. And all those things, and also I love the follow-up you have with your members. That handshake that you're doing after free members sign up or at any touch point that you can touch, make an interaction with one of your members, it really makes a difference and really sets you apart from other websites who aren't doing those types of things. And those are the types of things, Kathy, that add credibility and will give people the peace of mind to spend $2 or even $2,000 with your organization.
Yeah, and then, we use our directory as a lead magnet, obviously, for our full company, WebExley. So what's cool is we build that relationship with them, and in 6 to 8 months, sure, we're making, so far, I think we're closing about 3 or 4, where before we would wait months for people to sign up. And then what's happening is they're actually coming in now, and 6 months later, we've built that relationship with them. And when our training and development team calls them, next thing you know, we're doing their website. We're doing additional services. So this has really been an awesome lead magnet for really growing that business. So I just had to tell you guys, y'all are always talking about VIPs. You're like, oh God, what's next? What more work do I need to put on my plate? But this new one that you just did, but I think y'all talked about this maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. It took me a while to get on board. I tested it. And that's the other thing too, is I just want to encourage directory owners that, I've had this guide for a long time, and we're just now starting to get signups literally every day free. And you gotta build their trust somehow. So anyway, those VIP tools are really allowing us to do that. So I just had to give a shout out and tell a great experience, and hopefully it'll help others. So
Awesome.
That was it.
Thank you, Kathy. Well, we love you and we really appreciate that.
What's next?
Lots of good stuff is in the pipeline. So all your feedback is always welcome. So thank you so much, Kathy, for that and for sharing your site with us. Good stuff there. So yeah, I see that Kathy is using several of the add-ons, the banner ad here, and you're using them so elegantly around the site. Nothing is too overwhelming. So I think you've done a really good job designing your site, and just keep on doing what you're doing with this. You're really using all the features in a nice harmony here. And that's another thing about the VIP add-ons club she was mentioning. Let me just go to the add-ons page. All the add-ons really are to help you, and we listed up here: automate tasks, boost revenue, as Kathy was mentioning, improve your SEO, and basically increase signups, because you're adding a lot of convenience and bells and whistles that your members will appreciate. So if you're ever reaching that point where you want to take your site to the next level, the VIP add-ons club is definitely there for you. All right, we got a couple more hands raised here. Our very, very good friend Cecilia. Cecilia, thank you for patiently waiting. How are you today?
Hi there, doing good. How are you?
Very good. And Cecilia, you've also been with BD for quite some time, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, we have, and we're finally launching. We're going to do our launch here next month. So we're excited, and we wanted to jump on the call.
Awesome. Is there any specific question I can answer for you today?
Yes, so the question is, because we deal with contractors and they're not very tech savvy, a lot of them have asked, well, will you guys help me with my profile? So with this new product that you're offering in the VIP add-ons, are we able to set that up for a profile, not an optimization, but more of a profile setup?
Sure, you can call it whatever you want as far as the actual verbiage. So you can sell like a profile review. You can sell a full profile setup, and basically you can outline like 20 different things you're going to do in that profile setup. And then like profile pro or optimization could be like basic setup plus you'll do X, Y, and Z. So you can really create unlimited packages and services that you want to offer your members, and a lot of it could be around their helping them set up their profile. I do see that a lot also, and those can actually be your different membership levels sometimes. Are the different packages to help set up their profiles.
Okay, so like our silver doesn't have to include it, but maybe like our gold or bronze could include the setup, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so what's really cool is, and you brought up an excellent point right now. So you can set up these separate buy pages for these different services, right? And what you can do is, so those are all separate a la carte services. But what you can do in your membership levels is you can tell them that your higher tiered packages include these a la carte services, so people can compare a monetary value for that service that's included in their membership level. So let's use a free level doesn't come with the basic profile setup. But the silver plan, which is a little bit, which costs some money, includes the basic profile setup. And here's a link to what that profile setup costs you if you were to purchase it a la carte. So you can really show, and I love I don't know if you did it intentionally or not, but you brought up a great point on how you can bundle in some of these a la carte products into the membership plan as part of the membership service, probably in their when they first sign up to your site.
Right. Well, it's adding more value, and that's what people are looking for.
And not only value, when you're selling any product, the most important thing is the perception of value. And the only way to really create the perception of a value is comparing things to each other. And let me just share something here. The popcorn pricing strategy. I'm just going to get an image here. All right, so look at these popcorns here. When you can what this sell digital downloads or services, we called it sell digital downloads, but it's really selling anything. When you can compare prices and services, you can really add value and really make your higher tiered plan filled with lots of value. You just need something to compare it to. And once you can set that comparison, then people can see the value.
Right. So one of our big things really quickly here is that ours is a closed membership because we vet the contractors. And so it's not public facing. So would we be able to help them with the optimization of their profile if it's not an open directory per se? Does that make sense?
So here's a question for you. So what are their profiles being used? How are people reaching their profiles? Who's finding their profiles?
Yeah, so it's for general contractors to find subcontractors and property management companies to locate general contractors that have been vetted. So we do background checks on them, and then we also monitor their insurance.
Gotcha. So the general contractors.
Do you want to go to our site?
Yeah. What's your site? Let's check it out.
Yeah, it's vettedcontractornetwork.com.
Okay. And so the contractors are actually so everyone needs to register to search your site, very similar to an Angie's List. Yes. But once they're registered and they log
B2B.
in. Right. Okay. But once they log in, they can search the database.
Yes, correct.
Okay. In that case, you still want them to have complete profiles, and complete can mean attractive profiles. You load their logos, you put photos for them, you make sure that the description of their business is not just a copy of what they have on their about page from their website, but something that's actually going to motivate contractors to want to connect with that subcontractor. So you can really take it to the next level, an extra mile, by not just making it like all the complete information, but making it attractive and appealing to a general contractor who's searching.
Okay.
This looks great. So you've done some customization here on the home page.
Yep.
You have a video, Why Vetted Contractor Network. The most important thing of a site is your mission. with a strong mission, people can get behind your organization. And I think that's one of the things that you have done very effectively, Cecilia, with all the projects you've worked on, is creating that demand based on having a good mission.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that.
All right. Thanks for your question, Cecilia. All right, good stuff there, and great website here. I love the logo. It has the thumbprint there, like you're making sure that you know who you're working with. Super high value there, and very niche and specific. It's not just a contractor directory. This goes back to what Dennis was saying about one of the key things is you want to try to be as specific as possible. So in this case with Cecilia's site, it's not just a site where contractors can find other subcontractors. First of all, it's members only. You have to register. So that's one level of being more specific. And also it's vetted. So not only they're adding some credibility, but they're offering an actual service. It's not just, free members joining the site. And that helps maintain the integrity of your organization as well. So 10 points for you there, Cecilia. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end it there on today's webinar. David, thank you so much for presenting the digital downloads and creating that demo site for us to test it out. Really recommend everyone jump on not only the digital downloads, but there's tremendous value in the VIP add-ons club. Multiple ways to generate revenue on your site. I also want to give a huge shout out to Rick. Rick, thank you always for coming through with simple solutions for the common questions we get at the support center. And it was an amazing privilege to have Dennis with us on this webinar. Thank you, Dennis, for joining us on the webinar Wednesday today. And on behalf of all of us here, Dennis, myself, Rick, David, we want to thank you for joining Webinar Wednesday. We'll catch you guys again in 2 weeks. And if you haven't already done so and have more questions, please go ahead and join us in the Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and we can continue the conversations there. Have a great week, guys, and catch you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye now.